Human resource planning. Yeah. What course is this? That you're always alone.
You made the first course for management.
This is management?
Yeah. I mean, the
Planning.
Oh, this one, yeah, this course is planning, but my program is in
Yeah, I know. No, I'm just mocking you. What kind of course is this that you're always alone? Yeah?
Yeah.
That there's no one else apart from yourself.
Imagine. Maybe next semester.
Yeah. I hope so. But how is life? How are things?
Not bad.
Alright. You got the assistant that you're looking for last time?
Assistant for.
You remember you went to the council and got it? Is that it? Oh yeah, time is yeah, it's true. Yeah. So now you're okay. I can see. You're not sure? Or is it an on and off thing?
Yeah, it can be that. But, okay.
Despicable thing.
No.
Okay. I'm wondering if it's just froze. I've sent you the. Yeah, just. So we're meeting again at what? No? It's not meeting. Human resource management. BBA, yeah? Another course.
The only thing that I can maybe say, I mean, that's when I was telling you about. Like, I don't know if I can call that internship, but just know.
Correct.
Yeah.
So is that keeping you stressed out? Is that keeping you stressed out? Because you're always thinking about that.
I'm always thinking about it, but I'm saying that the thing of it, like, I need to
get that done. Alright. Wait, the board is all the way outside. Okay, so I've sent you the syllabus. They are basically the 6 areas that we need to cover. In short, the subject is about human resource planning, which you understand issues concerning planning, which is one of the functions of a manager. At the same time, it's also a function of the human resource department that you have to basically plan. And what planning means is about setting objectives as well as a course of action. That's planning. That's the definition of planning. Yeah. So you set objectives and define a course of action. So what we are saying is that the managers are not just responsible to set the objectives and leave it as it is, but if we say that this is our objective, we have to also basically come up with a course of action. So the course of action is basically the strategy. So the strategy answers the question, how? How are we going to achieve this particular objective? So you need to come up with a methodology, you need to come up with a strategy, you need to come up with a way of how you're going to achieve that particular objective. So as managers, as I have said, is that we're not just going to set objectives and leave it as it is, but we need also to communicate to people how are we going to achieve those particular objectives. So the same also in terms of the human resource department. What we are saying is that we will set objectives, but we have to also come up with a course of action in terms of how are we going to achieve our plans. So number one, we are saying that human resource planning is going to look at the purpose of human resource planning. Why should we plan? So already we are saying that yes, it is important to set objectives. So why is it important to set objectives? It's because as an organization, it helps to give direction. It helps to give it purpose. Yeah? Which direction are we moving into? But also, why do we exist as a department? What do we seek to achieve in the organization? And that's what we're saying, that it gives us a specific purpose. Then we're also going to look at the potential benefits of human resource planning. So what are the benefits of planning? Yeah? So basically when we're looking at planning, it's because we are looking at the foreseeable future. So which means that again, this is beneficial to the organization is because we are looking at our future plans. Why is it beneficial? It's because nobody opens up an organization with an intention to say that in the next 1 year, I want to close. So businesses have a concept what is known as a going concept. Going, which means that the business will still operate for the next foreseeable what? Future. For generations and generations to come. So because we know that this is where we are heading, and obviously you would agree with me that when you look at the vision of an organization, you will see that this is a long-term plan which will not be met in a very short period of time. So if it's something that is not going to be met in a short period of time, which means that the business has to be in operation for the next foreseeable future, isn't it? But the only way to see ourselves as being operating in the foreseeable future is what we are saying is that we have to basically plan. So those are basically some of the benefits of why basically we have to plan as the human resource department. Again, what are the advantages and the dangers of HRP? So the advantages are just the same as the benefits as we have said, but also we are looking at the dangers. So the dangers are basically the dynamics of the world, of the environment, isn't it? Yeah? Because you plan, but there are certain things that may come in that are unpredictable, isn't it? The same way how COVID hit us. Nobody predicted it, but organizations had planned. People had planned. Oh, we're going to travel A, B, C, D, and then boom, the pandemic hit. Yeah, and everything else changes. Yeah? So these are dynamics of the environment that may offer potential dangers in terms of planning in general, but also as we are talking about human resource planning. So what are the efforts and investments implied by constructing HRP? So what are you doing as an organization in terms of what efforts are you putting in place, but also what sort of investment are you coming up with in order to have human resource planning within the organization? So just to give you an overview picture about this particular subject, though we have already started talking about the content, but maybe you might be asking to say, what is this subject all about? Yeah? What do you think the subject is about? Yes, we are talking about planning, but what do you think? What can you say to someone who probably has no clue about what HRP is? What do you think we are basically doing in this course?
I think since the HR planning is one of the functions. It's one of the things that they're supposed to do. So it's focused about how human resource planning, how human resources plan the organization, its needs and plan about how to budget
For
for the organization in general, the salaries of the people, what the finance is going to be used for, what money is going to be used for, according to budget. And then some other stuff can be the activities that are going to be done with the organization. Maybe it can be planning for the whole year. Yes, so there are certain activities that can be done. There can be training and development of employees that should be put in plan with the HR.
trying. I like it. No. No, and partially yes. So what we are planning is the human resource needs for the organization. That's why it's called human resource planning. So the planning that we are doing, that's why I wanted you to emphasize, so what are we planning for? Yeah, so it's a budget, no. What we are planning for is in terms of the human resource needs for the organization. So in HRM, you might have come across the word staffing, right?
Yes.
What does staffing mean? To hold it to long run, right?
I think, okay, staffing, okay. Let's remove the ing.
This is staff. You got jokes, my friend.
I don't know.
You know when you're grilling the chicken, what do you do?
When what?
When you're grilling the chicken and you're putting those potatoes, you what?
You start it, yeah.
Yeah, so think about it in that way. Then when you're talking about now an organization.
Maybe putting workers.
Exactly, okay? What you're looking at is that you have to make sure as an organization we have the right number of people with the right qualification. That's staffing. Staffing emphasizes that we have the right number of people, or human resources. So again, we are also looking at even in terms of their qualification. At all levels. So the intention is no department should starve or at the same time feel like they have too much to waste in terms of human resources. So one of your duties as an HR manager is to look at the organization and look at each particular department and say, do we have sufficient? So sufficient you're looking at in terms of the number of employees, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes? So it could be a production department. So you're looking at that, okay, last time you had 20 people. I'm just giving another example. And with those 20 people, you were able to produce 1,500 units of whatever products you have. This year, you have a demand that no, the units that you need to produce are 3,000. Obviously, if you had to look at the ratio, you would have to say that, okay, as an organization, it means we have to also increase in terms of the number of people. Okay. Why? It's because we don't have the right number.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying sufficient. But it's not just a matter of having the right number, but what we are saying is also that there should be people with the right qualification. So in staffing, you're looking at two things. We are looking at the requirement and we are looking at availability. Those are the two things that we look at in staffing. Yeah? So as a human resource manager, you look at and say, okay, what are the requirements for us as an organization? What are our strategic plans? Based on our plans, then we ask ourselves, okay, with this plan that we have, do we have a sufficient number of employees? For example, maybe the plan of the University of Lilongwe is to offer PhD courses. I'm just giving that as an example. Then before they execute or implement this particular course to start running, what they need to look at is again, do we have the number of employees sufficient? So what we are saying is there that something is coming up as a what? As a requirement. Eh? So when does the requirement come up? Okay, there is a vacant position. Yeah?
Yes.
Somebody has left, so there is a vacant position. So obviously the requirement is there. Or it could be that totally there is a new position that has been what? Created in the organization. That will call for the no. As a human resource, we need someone to represent or to hold that particular what? Position. Or somebody has resigned, somebody has died, all sorts of things. Eh? Yeah. So all those is what we are looking at as in terms of what? Requirement. It might be that no, as I said, you've come up with new products, new services, a new branch. All those things are justifiable as the what? As the requirement. So the next question is, okay, if you have determined the requirement, that okay, the requirement is there, the next question that you have to ask yourself is, where are we going to get them? Where are they available? So on availability, you're looking at it also in two ways, because that's why we talk about recruitment as being internal and what? External. So the question that you need to also ask yourself now as a human resource that, okay, after I've seen that, okay, the organization needs more people, or there's someone that needs to hold this particular position that we have just come up with. Maybe it's a new position, or as I said, somebody has left. So the next question is to ask ourselves to say, okay, so where are we going to find this particular person? Is it internal or external? So if it is internal, obviously we're going to do an internal recruitment. If it is external, then we're basically going to do a what? An external recruitment. Yeah, and that's what we're looking at in terms of availability. Where are we going to find this particular human resource? Okay. So what it means is that we are looking at two things. Requirement and availability, and we treat these terminologies now and use the word demand and supply. Okay? Where the requirement shall mean the what? The demand. Availability, we are looking at, okay, where are we going to get the supply? Is it internal or external? So, what we are saying is that as an organization now, you look at and say, okay, if assuming that the demand is high and the supply is low, what are we going to do? And vice versa. If the supply is high and the demand is low, what would you do as a human resource? You have analyzed the organization and then you're looking and say, oh, there's a high demand, we need people, but the supply is low. What actions are you going to take? Number two, where we're saying that no, the supply is high, but the demand is low. What are we going to do? Because both of these scenarios will require an action. As I said, a strategy. What are we going to do? So in other words, the requirement is there, but there is no availability, low supply. What are we going to do? It's the HR. Where is this young lady? Or she'll join in with them?
Yeah, maybe next year.
Okay. What are we going to do where the demand is high and the supply is low?
I think we should we have to train more people.
Okay. How is that going to help the demand?
This is high demand. I was talking about that kind of people and then there's low supply. I mean, if there are more people, if they train more people, or maybe okay. This is what I'm trying to do. There's a high demand of maybe doctors. You have to train more doctors so that you meet the demand.
What else will you do apart from training? So in other words, the requirement is there as an organization. That's what we mean, is that there is a high demand. But in terms of availability, it's low. Irrespective of internal or external, it's low. Yeah. But yet, as an organization, there's a high demand. We need people. This organization needs people. Why? Because maybe several departments have been created, more courses, students enrollment has increased from last semester. It's all demand. Now we need more lecturers in other way. Yeah. So as an HR now you're looking at saying, no, the demand is quite high, but the ones that we have, the supply is low. So what we're saying is that in that case, as you are the manager, what are we going to do besides training? Of course, training will be there. Training will just help that the employees that were able to undertake specific roles, because they have trained them, it means they will also increase in terms of their capacity, in terms of what else they can do better than they used to do. Yeah. So if someone was able only to take maybe 4 courses, and all of them were regarding HRM, and someone said, no, let's train them in other areas, it means now they can take now other courses. Yeah, that's what you're trying to say. Yes, that you're trying. Besides that, it means that it calls for you to recruit. Yeah? Because already what we're saying is that the demand is high, but we don't have the supply. So in this case, it means we have to recruit. So that we meet in terms of the what? The demand. Yeah? Yes. Because in this case, what we are saying is that here, we are having a what? A short question. Yes, because the demand is high and the supply is low. It means that it's not meeting the demand and the supply needs. Yeah. Same question. What would you do now where the supply is high and the demand is low? In this case now, we have what? Excess. In economics, we talk about the deficit and what? Surplus. Yeah. Yes. So we have a deficit, shortfall, and then what we're saying is that we are also having a scenario whereby we have surplus. There's a lot of employees, but in terms of the demand, it's very low.
Okay, I think what is true.
It's not a trend.
No.
That's
you have to okay. No, they work like this.
Okay.
So what is it? If there is high supply and low demand, I think they can open other departments to fit in their demand.
But in this case, it means we've already looked at the organization and we are saying that no, we don't need all of this. That's why we're saying that we're having what? Excess. Yeah. So you as the HR, what are you going to do if you have excess employees?
We should
yes, that way. Downsize. Retrain. Layoff. Yeah? Encourage early retirement. Reason is we have too much. Yeah? So that's why we use the word right number. We don't want to have more, we don't have to also have what? Less. Because if we have more, what does it mean for the organization? We're incurring necessary costs, isn't it? Yeah. So we don't want to incur those costs. So how are we going to play around with? Let's remove some of them. Let's retrench. Let's downsize. Let's restructure the organization. Let's lay off some people that are not basically being useful to the organization. Let's change in terms of their employment type. Let's say that no, you'll be on a contract, which means we can only call you when we want. When we need you. When it expires, you can go. When we need you, when you need your services, we'll call you back. So these are all ways to make sure that again, you are trying basically as much as possible to have optimum, not to have excess in terms of employees. Because as I said, then it is unnecessary cost for the organization to keep these human resources. Now, the last scenario is whereby the demand is equal to the supply. What do you do? What are you going to do now? The demand and the supply is okay. You just have a line. What are we going to do?
You just have to maintain that.
Maintain. So how are we going to make sure that we maintain? How are we going to ensure that we're going to maintain it? Yeah? Retention, isn't it? Because the word retention means to keep, isn't it? Yes. So what are we doing to make sure that we are maintaining? What made me come again this semester? I was here last semester. I would have decided to say, next semester I'm not coming back. The organization has to do something to make sure that it is retaining its key staff. Yeah? So that's what we're saying, that you have to retain. Because otherwise, then you will find yourself in either scenario whereby there is a high demand, there is a low supply, or vice versa. But where it is equal, it still does not mean that we should just remain idle. Because no, we have the right people, and then we also have the right supply. No, and we just keep quiet. No, you also have to make sure that again, you are coming up with a retention strategy. Because I said about the strategy, right? So it means we are also going to look at retention strategies. How do we retain? We are also going to look at issues concerning recruitment as a strategy. All these are strategies to make sure that again, we have the right number of people with the right qualifications at all levels of the work of the organization. We don't want one department complaining to say no, but our department is starving. We don't have sufficient number of what? Of people. Because in the end, this is something that also affects in terms of the output of the work of the organization, isn't it? So to avoid that, that's why we're saying that we need to come up with strategies to close this particular gap that might be there. Okay, so number two, we're going to look at the principles behind human resource planning. Human resource planning and the high-level strategic purpose of the organization and issues concerning corporate politics. So why are we talking about high-level strategic purpose? Because what we are saying is that the strategic plan of the organization and human resource plan, simply these two have to be aligned. Okay? Because how do you know that, okay, we don't have the required number? It's because you are looking at that as an organization. What is our what? Okay? Which basically, you do know that the strategic plan basically talks about the plan of the organization in the next 5 years. So whatever we're doing also as an HR, we're also planning also in the next what? 5 years. Who do we need? What type of people do we need? How many in terms of numbers do we need in terms of employees? Yeah. But we can only get this guided through the strategic plan. Because if we're not guided, then how are we going to know that this is the right number? How are we going to know that, okay, these are the people that we are looking for in terms of qualification? It means that as an organization, we have to know what is our what? Our plan. One of the plans is what we are saying, okay, we are planning to open another branch in Kenya. It's a plan that we have. Oh, we are planning maybe in Western we should launch another branch in Zambia. Plan. But what we're saying is that as an HR person now we have to look at that, okay, before this plan we start investing in it, who are the people that are going to be working in this particular branch? So that's why I'm saying that the human resource plan and the strategic plan basically has to be aligned. Okay? It's because we want to understand the relationship of these two. Or in other words, the plans that we are making in terms of human resource plans are aligned with the organization strategic plan. Internal factors when designing HRP. Yeah, so what are the systematic processes for analyzing the strengths and weaknesses in the workforce to the future human resource requirements? Yeah, so internally there might also be some factors that are going to affect us in terms of what? Planning. So So these internal things, we are looking at basically the strength and the what? And the weakness. So in short, the SWOT analysis, O and T are basically external. Well, W, S and W are basically the internal. So your strengths as an organization and your weaknesses, those are internal factors. Okay? So what we are saying is that as we are smell of that very much. What's the video you're looking for? And ask it. Can find from here. So we're saying that we have to also consider the internal factors, and these are the strengths and the weaknesses. So, assuming the strategy may be good, we want to recruit because we have a high demand but we have a low supply. Or as per your idea, it's a training, isn't it? Yeah, we need to train them so that they have the capacity to undertake more roles. Yeah, to meet the demand of the organization. That's what you suggested. But now, when we look at our strengths and weaknesses, we look at that, okay, we don't have adequate resources. So what are we going to do? Because training itself will need what? Resources, isn't it? So it becomes now as a factor that is going to affect in terms of what? Human resource plans. Yeah? When the plan is there, very ideal, but you cannot execute it. Why? Because we have weakness. We don't have enough what? Resources. Okay? So that can be one of it. Usually, it's in the case of the resources. Then we're also going to look at key indices of organization performance through people. What are the key indicators